All right, we'll go ahead and get things started here.
All right, if you're ready, we're going to go.
All right. Yep, let's do it. You want to give me a countdown?
Yep. All right, we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. Good Thursday afternoon. Just for a second, I had to think about it just for a second. We are looking at some pretty nice conditions across the area. Some showers are starting to develop, but otherwise, not too bad. Making sure we got this shared across our platform. So I wanted to break down a little bit in closer detail since we have a lot of people traveling. We have a lot of plans in place for Memorial Weekend. I feel like I'm pretty short here. How's that? At least you can see my tie now, right? Okay, let's go ahead and move this forward here. We'll give people just a few minutes to join. What I'd like to do is actually, I'm going to turn off these main lights. Give me just a second here. These lights over here. Okay. Just bear with me. There we go. Okay. Much better. But sometimes we get like a glare. There's a feedback glare. I can't even see what I'm looking at on the screen. So, hope everyone is having a good afternoon. We'll go ahead and get things started. So, as of right now, we have a low pressure system off to our northwest, and it is bringing a copious amount of water to portions of Montana and the Bighorn Mountains. You can see a lot of that action is right around the Bighorns in Sheridan County now, starting to push just a little bit south here. So what we want to do is kind of pay attention to that over the next about 12 hours as that scoots its way across northeast from Wyoming. We have severe weather setting up in eastern South Dakota. Actually have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings, some strong thunderstorms. This one has a tornado possible tag in the central portion of the state, looking at areas just to the east of Saratoga, moving northeast towards Aberdeen, or at least a little bit close to Aberdeen, crossing Highway 12 here probably in the next hour. So we got some strong thunderstorms forming to the east. Western South Dakota is kind of in a hole of activity here. Not a whole lot going on. And we want to keep it that way so far. By the way, if you're watching and you have any questions about the forecast for this weekend, go ahead and put that question in the comment section. Let me know where you're watching from. That way I can kind of pinpoint what forecast you're looking for. All right. Let's look at our hazards map here. So we got a lot of watches and warnings. Let's go ahead and break those down. So we have the winter storm warning for Sheridan County. That's just over Medicine Wheel Highway there, 14A. And that goes until Friday morning. It's going to be for 1 to 2 feet of snow, blowing snow, blizzard-like conditions at times, and then winter weather advisories for the rest of the mountains there. Western South Dakota has just been issued wind advisories and high wind warnings for portions of our area. Those high wind warnings, they're actually going to be going until Friday afternoon. It's going to start 8 o'clock tonight. So it's going to go through the overnight into tomorrow afternoon. And you could have winds gusting up to 55 miles per hour. I think even a few places could see 60 mile per hour gusts out in Meade County. Places like Box Elder come to mind. And those winds will be coming out of the northwest. And everywhere else is looking at those wind advisories. If you look at places like Buffalo, Fall River County, everywhere in the beige here, wind advisory. So if you're in Belle Fourche, Newell, looking all the way up towards Faith, Lemon, Bison community, looking at Ziebach, Hawken County, Jackson, Bennett County, southern Oglala, Lakota County, Fall River County, all included in this wind advisory. Custer County actually not included in that. And if you notice, Rapid City is not in the high wind warning. We're just in a wind advisory. We could still get some gusty winds, but most of the higher winds will be just to the north and just to the east of Rapid City on either side, traveling on I-90. So just keep that in mind. All right, so let's go ahead and move this forward even further. What I'd like to do is talk about our temperatures and what we can expect as we move towards the weekend. So overnight low temperatures could be in the 30s here. So if you have sensitive plants, bring them indoors in the higher elevations of the Black Hills. Some of you don't even bother putting them out until June. If you have tried to sneak them out there just for some of the warmer temperatures, that's okay, but you need to start bringing them back inside now because we're looking at some of that colder weather coming through early Friday morning. Once you get to Friday afternoon, temperatures back to the 50s and 60s, but it's going to be a windy day. Just keep that in mind. It'll be a windy day with those 60s. Early Saturday morning, we're seeing improvements 40s and 50s for the overnight. A few 30s sneaking in there, particularly Rochford area, Deerfield, Custer looking at that as well, Buckhorn, Wyoming, anywhere southwest of Spearfish Canyon, southwest of Lead, we'll see those warmer temperatures. Now look at Saturday afternoon. Now we're getting into some pretty nice weather, looking at those 60s and 70s in the forecast. And the futurecast has also been pretty positive. Let's go ahead and check our winds here. So overnight, especially after 8 o'clock, those winds really going to be clocking through. That big low pressure system we saw off to the northwest, that's going to slide. Let's see if I can get it right on the camera here. There we go. Slide down. There we go. That direction. Slide down from the northwest to the southeast, bringing some of these higher winds out of the northwest. And it's going to be in the middle of the night that this takes place. So trees may be scraping a little bit on the side of the house. Make sure any loose items are strapped down. Don't leave any trampolines out. This is the kind of night that this happens. And in fact, one of my favorite meteorologists in Alabama says the official state bird of Alabama are flying trampolines because people just do not strap them down during windy weather. All right. Now, the good news is that as we get through the day Friday, the wind advisory holds up until about 2 o'clock Friday. So things looking better in northeastern Wyoming. Winds will start to diminish as we go through the day tomorrow. And then by the time you get to early Saturday morning, winds haven't completely disappeared, but it's going to be a lot less than what we saw on Friday. So Saturday actually looking like a fairly good day. If you have high-profile vehicles that you need to travel with across the state of South Dakota, maybe you're going east, Saturday is going to be a much, much better day to do that than Friday. Friday's going to be kind of rough across the state. All right, let's look at this futurecast here. Oh, Sandy, thank you so much for joining. Camping at Angostura, what will the weekend look like? All right, we're gonna get right into that. That is a good question. What's coming up for Lead Deadwood? I heard this morning we have snow coming overnight. You hit the nail on the head here. Let's move this forward because it's not out of the question here. So we get into, this is 6 o'clock tonight, 7, 8. Notice Gillette, Wyoming. Look at these areas out towards northeastern Wyoming. Everywhere you see in blue, that's a mixture of rain and snow. So cold air is getting sucked down by this low pressure system, and it's causing some mixed precipitation to descend off the Bighorns and even into the higher elevations of northeastern Wyoming, just the high terrain down there. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, look at that. You could see some snow develop in the Black Hills tonight into early tomorrow morning. Well, how come we haven't been talking about this all week? Because even if we do get some snow, a lot of it's going to melt. A lot of it is only going to stick to elevated surfaces, places like trees, grassy surfaces, wooden decks, things of that nature. So that's the good news with that. But don't be surprised to wake up to see a little bit of snow on the ground early Friday. Or maybe you wake up, you get in a glass of water in the middle of the night, you look outside and say, is it snowing out there? It sure is. Could see a little bit of that. So let's move 10 o'clock Thursday, 11, midnight, Friday morning, going into 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Still seeing some of that snow shower activity. Notice that there? So let's put that animation in focus there. This is about 2 o'clock in the morning Friday. Got some heavy rain pushing through portions of Ekalaka, looking at Carter County, Montana, Harding County, and Camp Crook area. This is a dry area, so I think they'll welcome the moisture Thursday night into Friday. And yes, there is a chance for a little bit of snow in the higher elevations of the Black Hills, anywhere between Custer and Lead and Deadwood. Again, not looking at high amounts, not looking at massive travel impacts, but if you're camping out there in the Black Hills, bring warm clothing, and more importantly, something more important, staying dry. Find clothing that will keep you dry. If you can stay dry, that'll be 90% of the battle. All right? And then bring the coats that keep you warm as well. All right, and as we go into 6 a.m. Friday, into Friday afternoon, look at that. All goes away. Looking at a very, very nice day Friday. And this is when most people's Memorial Weekend is starting. It's Friday afternoon and evening. And we kick things off very, very nicely. Looking at Friday evening, no precipitation other than areas up towards Lemon. You see up towards Perkins County, up towards North Dakota. You could have a few isolated thunderstorms up towards Buffalo, Lemon, Bison, and the North Dakota-South Dakota border. Everyone else on the drier side, and the winds will be tapering off Friday evening. And then as you get towards noon Saturday, still looking pretty good, mostly dry conditions. Let's look at the long range, kind of the long range map here. Again, if you're just joining us, welcome. If you have any questions about the forecast for this weekend for the Black Hills region or the travel forecast, maybe you're heading somewhere else, post it in the comments section. I'll do my best to answer it. And let us know where you're watching from. We'll get you a forecast. All right, so this is Saturday, about 2 o'clock. Little bit of shower activity becomes apparent. Notice we got a lot of action out towards Yellowstone National Park, Salt Lake City, northern Rockies and portions of Wyoming. Western Montana has a lot of winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories. Idaho getting some action as well. Now let's go into late Saturday afternoon and evening. You're starting to see that it becomes a little bit more widespread across the state. It's not going to be a deluge, but it'll be on and off chances of showers Saturday night into Sunday. So Saturday night, again, not a complete wash. Don't cancel any barbecue plans or anything like that, but know that there is a chance to see a few showers. So having a contingency plan, not the worst option, but certainly don't cancel any plans as of now. Now, Saturday night going into Sunday morning. That looks a little bit higher of a degree of rain moving through the area. So we have a lot more confidence of rain showers in western South Dakota for Sunday morning and Sunday afternoon. That's becoming a little bit more apparent here as we're getting closer to Sunday. So most of the system is off towards the east. If you're driving out towards Chicago, St. Louis, Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota, you're going to be looking at some rain through a large section of that travel. Now you get into early Monday morning, those showers starting to exit. By Monday afternoon and evening, looking great. Memorial Day rather, actually looks pretty darn good. We're seeing signs of things lightening up, warming up, winds not as high. So pretty good stuff. All right. Next couple of days, flat here. Friday, windy conditions. Just straight up windy conditions are expected, especially out of the northwest, especially in western South Dakota. Worth mentioning that those temperatures are expected to warm up just a little bit as we get towards Saturday, 72 degrees. Sunday, it cools off. Showers back in the forecast, and then a little bit of a higher confidence of rainy conditions. But Monday, Memorial Day, I've actually taken the showers out of the forecast for the Black Hills. I think most of that action will be east of the Black Hills. Central and eastern South Dakota could see some of those showers, but I feel a little bit more confident taking those showers out for Monday. So Monday, 73, nice day. We're taking advantage of it. We're definitely hoping for some good boating weather this weekend. Yeah, I'm sure you are. Four Seasons Sport and Marine. We are looking at some nice weather. I think Saturday and Monday look relatively nice. Sunday, we'll be dodging a few showers, but at least temperatures will still be manageable in those 60s. And check out middle portion next week. 70s and 80s introducing those isolated chances of showers and thunderstorms in the forecast just from time to time. Overall, early summer looks to be showing up as we get to the middle portion of next week. All right, hopefully that answers most of the questions. Again, Angostura, same deal. Most of Friday, dry but windy. The winds will start to diminish through the afternoon and evening on Friday, getting better and better as the evening goes on. Saturday, we actually get a break in those winds. Little bit of a chance for some showers and thunderstorms, but not much on Saturday. Sunday, a little bit higher. I'd say you got a 50-50 shot of seeing those showers through the day. And it'll be a little bit cooler and a little bit on the breezy side, so not the perfect pool day. And then Monday gets a lot better, looking at 73 degrees, sunshine. I've taken most of the showers out of the forecast, and then we warm up for next week. So far, I'm not seeing any other questions on the board, but I'll come back and take a look at that here in a little bit. Hopefully that answers everyone's question. Overall, I see this as a positive Memorial Weekend. We've had some that have been really active and really cold, in fact, but we're doing pretty good for this year. We're going to have more updates on this at the during the show, News Center 1 at 5:30, so tune in for that. You'll get the full forecast, and I'll even talk about the long-range forecast going into June for that upcoming show. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Have a wonderful rest of the day.